Hey boys, what does it make you guys feel to be African Canadian? Come on, Dave. Come on, go. Come on, bro. Go. Just say something.
I'm proud. Like I'm just proud. You feel?
Why are you proud? Why are you proud?
I'm proud of being black. I'm proud. I'm proud.
You're proud to be black?
I'm black and proud.
It's cool just because there's a lot of history behind it, and that I can be someone who shares it with like my ancestors and just get to, you know, have that heritage.
There's actually like a real definition, I'm sure, but for me it's basically just making a black person feel uncomfortable because of the color of their skin in any way, shape, or form.
When I think of that, what comes to my mind is just like the privilege, being disrespectful to people of color. And that's really all I can say, honestly. It's just disrespected, making them feel uncomfortable, not wanted. Just all the things you wouldn't want to feel, they make other people feel.
So sometimes when I'm at the mall or in stores, people like follow me around, think I'm gonna steal and stuff. When I just be trying to buy stuff. People like security guards and stuff just follow me around. I'm not trying to steal.
Well, back in high school, when I was back in high school, there was a lot of teachers that would make me feel like I wasn't as smart as the white kids, because I mean, in high school and ever since I can remember, I've always been the only black kid in class. So my teachers always made me feel like I was just less than the white kids, like I couldn't do what they could do, go as far as they could go, and I just took it, let them say what they had to say, and I know I could overcome it, and I'm where I am now in life is because of all the criticism they gave me. I just took it, ran with it, and I know I was better than that, and I have overcome it, and I'm proud of that.
Just like, people just like think that we're dumb. We can't do what they can do, and we just label as like hooligans, that we can't do much.
It angers me because I don't understand why a certain group of people should be singled out for like no reason.
I was out and white people kept looking at me like I was stealing or something. One time when I was at the mall, I was just shopping around with my friends, and the woman kept following us and questioning if we had stuff in our bag. She thought that we were stealing, and I thought it was weird because there were white people in the store and she never questioned them, but us, she decided to question us, and I found that very weird.
I don't really face like the normal challenges that another black person would, but like, you know, sometimes I might feel like excluded by other people just because of my lighter skin, or like people might say stuff around me like about black people or something, like forgetting that I have that in me.
Most of it I didn't even realize it was until I got older, and then that's when I actually realized that it was like something that I experienced a lot, especially like in schools.
So just recently, me and my sister went, I think it was like Highfield or something like that, looking for an apartment because we're trying to move out, and we pulled up, and as soon as we pulled up, like a white lady out of the building came out, and she basically like just started yelling at us and stuff, telling us we can't park there, and then she was like she was gonna call the police or whatever. So she left, we moved her car, she came back, and basically just escalated. She was calling us like niggers and like, you know, black this and black that, like going on. So we just called the police ourselves, and then we just let them handle it. But that was a time when I experienced it. Terrible. I don't know. It made me feel bad for other people who experience even more than I do, because the fact that I can't even go and look for a place to live without being treated that way, it's like, it had me thinking like the fact that other people got to go through this 24/7 and it's worse than that, it's just crazy.
Mad, because black people are getting treated way differently from the whites, and the whites are way more privileged than we are.
It makes me feel the same as if I see it anywhere else in the world. It makes me feel bad, and it's just not acceptable, you know. Racism shouldn't be anywhere in the world, and not here. I feel like they try to like say that racism isn't in Canada as much, especially in Nova Scotia, but it's here just as much as it is in other places, so it needs to stop.
It makes me feel sad because thinking about my little sister, that she has to grow up, experience some things I have, it's really unfortunate for her.
I think some of the things affect me, like just certain things they said, like the, you know, you're not gonna go somewhere in life type of thing. Just because whenever you go get a new job or go do this, whatever you do in life, it's always gonna come back and you're gonna always think, can I do this? Am I worth it? Is it worth me putting myself through it? Is it worth the pain? Is it worth the criticism from everybody? Like you just, it's always gonna be in the back of your head no matter what, but you just gotta not listen to it and overcome it.
I'm a very well-rounded person, so I want people to try and like get to know me before they start assuming and using stereotypes.
I just want people to like, you know, be happy around me. Like I want to just encourage people like to do good and like just if someone like sad, you know, cheer them up. Like I want to be like a happy presence, have good energy.
I want them to know me as a respectful young man that got goals ahead of him, trying to go somewhere and like just someone that got goals. So.
I just want them to perceive me for who I am, not just because of a skin color, because everyone has a common like perception of what Black people should be like or how they should act. So I just want to be known for who I am and not what I look like.
I definitely think I would want you guys to seek help from someone older, only because, you know, when you're in the heat of the moment, you don't usually think things through. You know, you don't want to portray yourself or get out of character, you know, over a situation, even though like it happens sometimes. But I definitely feel like you should say your piece and let them know how you feel, but I feel like you should do it respectfully and then just get an older person to like help you get your message across. So like, for example, say you're in school and a teacher says something to you out of the line and it's like you feel like it was a racist comment or made you feel whatever way. Mm-hmm. You should let them know like that bothered you or hurt your feelings, and then escort yourself to wherever you need to be and just, you know, tell a parent or like somebody older than you to handle that situation. Mm-hmm. Because like I work with kids, so I know like when a kid comes up to you and they're like, oh, that hurt my feelings, like it stings. So I feel like you yourself should let the person know like how you feel, but then also bring it up to someone older than you.
I would advise Black youth to go to anyone that's older than them that has a bit more knowledge when it comes to racism, because you just never know. And like sometimes people have, I find kids have like, or their youth, sorry, have groups of friends where it's mixed. There's a little bit of something in their circle. Mm-hmm. And I find a lot of like white people feel, since they have a Black friend, they can say like the N-word, they have an N-pass. Mm-hmm. And I just feel that's not good, because you might have another Black person in that group that feels offended by them saying that because of what you're letting them say. So I just feel as a group, you guys should be able to talk and figure out what you can and cannot say. I mean, you shouldn't be saying that at all, but come together as a whole and like figure out what you should be saying that won't hurt the next person's feelings. Or go to, if you're in school, go to a teacher, go to a parent, so that they can like help you figure out where to go from there.
I think to solve the problem, we need more education on the topics.
We could start by just accepting each other and coming together as a community. But really, that's a hard question to answer, because the idea I have in my head of how to solve it will not agree with everybody else's idea. And so everyone's ideas will conflict. So that's honestly like a question that I can't answer. It's what the whole community has to answer.
So I feel if a white person does see someone being racist towards a Black person, it could be, if it's a group and it's not maybe your group of friends, I feel, you know, maybe back up and not say anything, because you just don't want to put yourself in danger. You don't want to have those issues, and maybe just go tell like someone you trust, you know, what happened, just so you can get that off your chest. And if it's someone you do know, if it's like a group of friends, I feel if you guys are close enough, you should be able to have that conversation with them and be like, you know, let's not say this, or let's do it this way, or because things can just get misleaded really easily. You might not mean it in like a racist way, but the way it comes off to a Black person, they take it as you are being racist, and no one wants those issues in the end.
Just don't be racist. And if you got something to say, don't say it out loud. Don't say it out loud, man. Keep it in your head. Keep it in your head.
I think something we can do to help the problem is just definitely having more education on it. Like, there's a lot of people that are still very ignorant when it comes to the topic because they don't have the knowledge they need. And I think once everybody takes time and really just learns what they have to do, they may change their perspective and their opinion, and they may see it from a different lens.
Just don't be racist to each other. And you have something to say, don't say it out loud. You don't have to say it. Because even if you do tell someone, you're most likely gonna get snitched on. Like, it's most likely gonna get out. Even if you try to, even if it's just a joke, it's still, and it's still racist.
Well, I know, like obviously, I think they should, like, you know, step in or whatever. You have your privilege. You should use it. If you see an injustice being done to somebody else because of the color of their skin or whatever the reason may be, you should step in. But we all know that all white or privileged people aren't like that, and that's the reason why we're in the situation we're in.
I just feel like a lot more people need to be educated because there's not many people that are educated about racism. It's all about, people are really ignorant, so they just need to be educated on the issue. And then I think we can move forward and there can actually be change.
I feel like we should have more black teachers so they can really understand us and like tell us more about how it was like growing up and stuff like that, and about ancestors and stuff like that, about being black.
I really just think that like black history should just be mandatory and that it should be taught and not be afraid to be talked about, because when it's afraid to be talked about, people think that they shouldn't talk about it because it's like a sensitive topic, but it affects a lot of people. So I just think that it should be mandatory.
I would make it mandatory because now it's not mandatory and they just teach like Canadian history or world history or global history. And I think it should be mandatory to learn more about our history.
I just think it should be taught more because right now I'm in ACS, which is African Canadian Studies, and I'm learning about a lot of stuff about like our history that I never learned in all my years of school. Never learned about black history really until grade 9. And so I just think that it should be taught more. You know, you shouldn't have to go into a separate class to learn about, you know, our history. You should be taught it ever since once we start learning about history.
I just feel like that everyone should get an opinion and tell how they feel about it, and they shouldn't shy away from the truth and what really happened, and tell the full story.
One thing I would change is to make Black history and learning more about our culture a bigger part in the curriculum, because right now it's like a very small part, sometimes not even a part, whereas we do like a lot about like European culture and like Mi'kmaq culture, but not a lot about the Black culture, and I think that's important and there should be more of that.